Thank you for coming back. Last time, we spoke about the relationship with our mother's mommy place. So it was about the wounding of a little girl, about her longing to be loved, to be protected, and how we finally, by accepting the past with conscious choice, we liberate our hearts, our present. So today, I want to go a little bit further into that little girl, her heart, her thoughts, her feelings. When we talk about healing, sometimes people imagine doing something very concrete, like going to a psychiatrist, a coaching program, past memories, so we can become stronger. I have a different take of that. I don't think we need to change anything in that little girl in us. She doesn't actually need to be improved. She only needs to be seen, I think. Because when many of us, when we grow up in environments, when danger is an idea constantly there, that it might be physical or not, it might be emotional or not, it could be also psychological or not. In any way, it might always feel it in the air. A sense that the world is so unstable and safety is very fragile, because love, the pillar of love, was unpredictable. So when that little girl, a child, when she doesn't have the context and not quite fully understand about generation trauma, history, mental illness, or even social conditions, all she knows is how her body learns. And that body learned to say quiet, small, or to disappear completely if she could. Because sometimes silence is the actual protection. Invisibility becomes a survival skill. And it is that little girl I want to speak today. I am going to read a poem now, all the way through. It was the last poem I wrote for my book, Mary Magdalene Speaks. If you are listening, please stay with me. Just let it pass through you. the way it might find you. Little girl. Once there was a little girl, big, wandering eyes, too wise for her years, drinking in the world like ink on paper, tracing the cruelty she could not yet name. Why was there so much violence, so much suffering? Desperation waited on every human being. Shadow lingered behind every corner. Tin roof houses rattled in the wind, so thin, so fragile. Could they truly keep her safe? Shield anything away? She could hear the baby next door crying, the veil slicing through the wall, or lived in the same burning cauldron. No escape, no mercy. She learned it at early age. The silence was a shield. Smallness was survival. Hiding in a corner, making herself invisible, wishing to be a fly on the wall. The world would not notice her. Her big, melancholy eyes searched for an answer. Was there a way out of this hell? Or only through dreams, those fragile illusions that lifted her just high enough not to feel the fall? Voices whispered inside her head, gentle, unseen hands offering love she could never seem to touch. The weight of the world was too much, too vast, too relentless. What if she just let it all go? What if she closed her eyes forever? What if she died at this moment? Stopped talking inside her head to be normal like the others. Her little body trembled, too fragile to hold it all. But something deep within refused to shatter. What if she can survive? What if she endured this inferno? The only thing she could do, buried her soul underground, wrapped her heart in a trembling bundle, veiled her face from the world, and waited. Waited for the day to arrive. She could finally step out of the shadows, out of obscurity, into the light she has always been searching for. Was it too much for a little girl to dream of? To wake up in a kind-hearted world? After writing this poem, I finally understood something very important. That little girl, she never ever disappeared. She was adapting herself through life. So she buried herself in order not to die. but to survive. And this is where healing actually begins for me. Not by going back and trying to fix her experience, but recognize the intelligence, the resilience, the stubbornness of what she did. The silence, it was not weakness. The smallness was not a failure. Hiding, not because she was a coward. It was a strategy. It was the way she protects herself. So when we grow up, sometimes we might judge that little child from an adult perspective. We ask her, why didn't you speak up, fight back, or leave sooner, or even know better? But to be honest, that little girl, that child, she was doing the only thing she could do with her nervous system in the environment that she was in. So by healing that little girl, I was not pulling her out from that corner, pushing her, forcing her to see the light. I just sit beside her, not asking questions, not demanding any explanations. Not even telling her it is over. Just stay quiet with love. So for me, the healing, it didn't come from confrontation or resolutions with my mother. There's no need of that. Some people never recognize the past. My mother certainly didn't. She just doesn't remember anything. The healing, it arrived when I show up to my own inner child, not abandoning her anymore, not hiding her anymore. By recognizing how she learned, behaved into adult relationship in fear of being left, in silence during conflict, or in the instant to disappear rather than ask for care. I don't push her in any of those directions. I just sit. Let her know I see her. I will take over now. No need to override the past. No need to explain away our pain. And we don't certainly need any permission from anyone. To her, I say it quietly. I see why you hide. I know how much you carried. You don't have to disappear anymore. I am taking over from now on to build trust. The poem ends with a question. Was it too much for a little girl to dream of a kind-hearted world? It was not. It was not too much. And we are the people, the person, to be that kind-hearted world. Thank you for being here. From my heart to yours, Genevieve.